Welcome back, everyone, to our playthrough of the career mode here in NASCAR Heat 2. So in our previous video, we had another hot seat race in the Xfinity Series at Road America, and we came away victorious, quite oddly, in fact, with our complete domination of that race. I wasn't expecting that for sure from the start. And now in this race, we've got another road course coming up, this time in our full season of the Truck Series. But first, let's take a quick glance at one of the things that I have basically forgotten about for most of the time. The only time I really think about this is every once in a while during a race, and that is the rival system. Normally, if we make contact with somebody during the race, it reminds me that the rival system exists and that this might make somebody mad. But for the most part, I generally forget that it's even out there. So now let's take a look at who we've made mad. Looks like we've got a few people here that are neutral. They're not mad at us yet, but they don't particularly enjoy our company, probably. We're probably not going out for drinks after the races. So we got TJ Bell, Grant Enfinger. Now, Grant Enfinger is probably really mad at us because I believe we just took a win away from him and an opportunity to get into the chase. So he's probably mad at us for that, if nothing else. Nemechek, which would be odd if we were driving for Nemechek. JJ Yaley, who's given us that look, just that look on his face in that picture just says that he's disgusted with us. And then we get into the folks that are friendly. Wow, there's a lot of people on here. I didn't realize that it had quite so many people. I only thought really it listed the people that were mad at you, or in this case, were neutral to you. I didn't realize it was going to list most, if not all, of the drivers in there. Wow. So learned something new today. So we've got a few people that are neutral to us. And as far as I know, once they become angry or neutral or whatever, that really doesn't get a whole lot better until the season is over and that resets. I do think in a recent update, they added maybe some ability for them to cool down a little bit during the season. But like with JJ Yaley, I don't remember really racing around him a whole lot in the last several races. I believe Martinsville was his issue with us. But I don't really remember being around him very much, which doesn't give us much opportunity to have a lot of contact with him. And he's still neutral, so I'm not sure that they really cool off a whole lot at all during the season. But that's not really a huge issue for us. Whatever happens, happens. And if they get mad at us, hey, they just get mad at us, because I'm definitely not trying to make contact with any of them. We also can take a look at our teams. And as you know from what we went through in our introductory season, throughout the season, there will be teams that will be interested in us based off of our performance in the hot seat offers. That's where the Xfinity Series offers are coming from. And right now we have 7 teams interested. And again, that's where we've done our hot seat offers. And then in the Camping World Truck Series, there are 22 teams interested. And each of these will be interested or not interested in us based off of our point position, it seems, in general. For instance, you can see that the 22 or the 32 truck, that team would be interested in us because we are higher than 20th position in the standings. And as we move through some of these, you can see the 66 truck is interested because we're higher than 30th in the standings. Then there's a top 10 for a 5-star truck team and so on. So an interesting dynamic. You start to see how it plays out a little bit now that we're in our first full season of the trucks, and that's starting to wind down as well. We sort of get an idea of how this is going to go in the future. Now, one thing that I don't quite understand at this point and should become more clear moving forward, and probably whenever we get to the end of this season, is what's going to happen for your ability to drive in multiple series at a time. And what I mean is once we get to the Cup Series, can we pull a Kyle Busch and run the triple at multiple places? How will that contract work? Will it be a hot seat offer that we receive, or will it be something that we sign a contract with a team at the beginning of the season and it's for a certain number of races? We'll have to see how all that plays out. But for the most part, it seems to be pretty much the same between Xfinity and the trucks, and I'm sure more of the same going forward for the Monster Energy Cup Series as well. We'll just have to see how some of these doubles and triples work out and how the contracts for that are explained going forward. But with that in mind, let's go ahead and hit the next race. And our next race is back in the trucks, and we are going to Canadian Tire Motorsports Park, which is north of the border for another road course race. We got 2 of these in a row. Road America was a lot of fun to drive. Let's hope we get to more of the same north of the border. All right, folks, here we go. And right now I have only one goal: survive. Because I got a feeling this is going to be rough for at least a few laps. It's an 8-lap race, so we got plenty of time to try to move forward if we have speed for it, which I think we do. But right now, the way these guys are behaving, oh, good gracious. Get off me, cars. I mean, I want to pass them, but the rate they're moving around just does not seem conducive to that. Right now, I'm basically trying to use their braking points. Look at that. We've already made contact with somebody, and I have not touched the gas pedal yet through that section. So we're off to an interesting start. We're probably going to have 15 different rivals by the time we get through the first 2 laps. But we'll see how it all works out. And so the 27, that's Ben Rhodes over there. He's probably going to brake check me going through this corner. Nope, not too bad. He stayed to his side. All right, now Quapple, who already doesn't like us. All right, somebody just ran us over from the back. All right, Quapple. Little love tap for you. Well, these guys slow down quite a bit going into these corners. I guess it's just the AI logic just really doesn't know what to do when they're around other trucks. Woo! Come on, guys. Go or don't go. All right, we should be able to get around Yaley. I'm sure he's going to really be mad at us now. At this point, I don't care. Make me any difference. Let's try to stay off of everybody going through this section. And then we'll start it all over again. So we're on lap 2, and we're in 8th place. Not bad. Not bad. A little bit better than I thought we were probably going to be. In fact, I thought there was a good possibility we might be wrecked before the end of the 2nd lap. But we've managed to stay off everybody, and they've managed to stay off of us at least enough. At least enough to keep us on the track. Oh, right in front of us. That is how you make contact in a hurry. So I don't feel like I'm driving this truck hard at all. I feel like I'm spending most of my time with my foot firmly on the brake pedal, just waiting for those emergency braking sessions. When the AI do something crazy like pulling right in front of us and then immediately coming to a stop. All right, so let's see what we got for Bell here in front of us. He's one of our title contenders. We should breeze by him pretty easily going through this corner. Again, trying to maintain the distance. Oh yeah, I can see him in my rearview mirror now, so we got plenty of distance on him. I can actually let it go a little bit wider through that corner. So we're going to be coming in to finish lap 3 of 8. One of the things you can really do on a road course with the way these cars are designed, the cars and trucks, basically all 3 of the series in the game, is that you can use the throttle to steer the car. Now that's not really a surprise, but what is a surprise is whenever you realize just how much engine braking they have in the game. And the reason they've done that, and I guess I should back up a second and tell you what I'm talking about with engine braking. Engine braking is the amount of torque whenever you lift off the throttle. So how quickly does the engine slow down the car or truck when you're not on the gas? Let's see, we should be able to clear end finger here. Woo! Overcooked that corner. All right, he's still with us. But anyway, back to the engine braking. Whenever you lift off the gas, how much does the engine slow the car down? And in these trucks, and really in all three series, but in the trucks particularly, that is a huge amount. So if you lift off the gas completely with running a lot of RPMs, then it can really bind the engine up and can lock down the rear wheels. Alright, so I assume we're clear of end finger. Haven't heard any more updates about him. Alright, so now we're firmly setting our sights on Briscoe. See if we can get a good run and get him within the next... Ooh, okay, I wasn't expecting to get up on him that quick. Oh, okay, right in front of us. Alright, but we should hopefully be able to get close enough to him to get him into this braking zone down the hill. Or before then, actually. Hold your line. Alright, give him plenty of room if he's still out there. He was not. I can see him in my rearview mirror. Alright, so that moves us up to, wow, third. Haven't been paying that much attention to it. Didn't realize we were that far forward. So we're basically halfway through the race at this point. Alright, so he's coming back on us on the outside. All clear, all clear. He's not going to be able to do anything with us out there, though. He's going to run out of space. All right, let's see who is in second. Ahead of us. So they got a little distance on us out there. Looks like a yellow truck. Can't see who it is, though. We've already passed end finger. Could be Matt Crafton. Yeah, I believe that's who it is out there. And it may be the leader right in front of him, which would be good for us, because if we have an opportunity to pass one, maybe we'll have an opportunity to pass both. This game right now is doing some micro stutters on me. Not enjoying that. Hopefully that'll calm down. All right, so now we're basically to the point where we find out, do we have the speed to catch these guys? It looks like we do. Yeah, we're definitely catching them. We might run out of time, though. So we got 2 to go. And 2 trucks in front of us. And at this point, I'm just assuming that the truck in front of Crafton is the leader. Can't really see who it is at this point. Looks like John Hunter from a quick glance, which is good to see. I like it. I mean, I'm a big fan. If you couldn't tell already from the videos, I'm a big fan of the Nemechek family in general. I just think they're really hardworking. That was a bumpy ride. But yeah, big fan of the Nemechek family. Not such a big fan of what John Hunter did. I believe it was last year here at this very track. Not a fan of that, but I'm hoping for good things ahead for him. But in the shorter term, I'm hoping he finishes second in this particular race with us bringing home the trophy. All right, we've gotten to him. Let's see if we can get around him. Because we got one more lap. Ooh, slow it down. We know there are a couple of places where we can definitely get him. Ooh, right here's one of them. But now he's going to maintain plenty of speed to get through there. One of those places is coming up right here. Let's see what he does. Nope, he's good through there. The next place, and probably the best place really on this track to pass, is coming up down the hill. All right, he's lifting right there. And we've got the inside. So there's basically nothing he can do other than try to maintain next to us. Oh, hello. Or he could run into us, which is what he did. All right, so he's going to come back on us and get us. He may beat us here. Yep, he's got us. He really surprised me there. All right, so now I've got a decision to make. How do I want to race him? I want to try to get to his inside right here. Can I clear him? And drag him through the... Oh, seriously? Drag race, and he's got us. All right, good job, John Hunter. Yeah, I could have been a little bit more aggressive with him for sure right there, but no reason to. Trying to really keep off of him there. He was interested in a little bit more contact there than I was. All right, so we come home with a second place finish there. Good race. Moved our way up through from about, what was it, 16th or 17th in the grid. Not bad at all. Fun race. I'll take a lot more of those. Yet another reason why I'm thinking that the length of the race that we're running right now is a good length. As much as I would like to run much longer races, I've always been a fan of longer races. I enjoy them. But let's face it, if we ran longer races like right now, we wouldn't have finished second. We would have won by a large margin, simply because anytime you can run down the leader from as far back as we were in as few laps as we did, that's not going to bode well for a long-term race. All right, so our point standing, so we have the 5 wins. Now John Hunter joins Grant Enfinger as the only other drivers with multiple wins on the season. The amount of our points lead really is irrelevant now that we are basically upon the playoffs. Let's go ahead and move forward. So we had the fastest lap, which was a 1:21.6, which interesting to see what we could have done had we had some really good clean track for several laps to try to find a rhythm. But realistically, the lap time didn't really matter. Oh, and our momentum is back. Okay, so it told us 3 good finishes in a row. I'm not sure what a great finish is. And right in the middle of all, it just told us good news about momentum, and then it hits us with the bad news of we did not complete all of our incentive goals. Oh well, we'll move on. And now Austin Cindric has a message for us. Let's see what he's got to say.
You've been doing really well out there. Keep up the momentum. Good job.
Short and sweet, to the point. But back to our momentum. So we had 3 good finishes in a row, and now we have an opportunity for some momentum, which is pretty good timing because we are 1 race away from the end of the regular season and the beginning of the playoffs. But first, it looks like we got a hot seat offer from Stuart Haas. We could use your help driving the 0 car at Richmond this Friday. Get a top 8 finish. We might consider working with you in the future. All right, so the 00 car at Richmond. Now that should be a lot of fun. But that's going to do it for this video. Thank you very much for joining me, and stay tuned for more NASCAR Heat 2 coverage here at Knee Pit Gaming.